Let's talk about this case first. We got about 9 of these today between arraignments and pretrials of people driving with no insurance. Often is combined with driving while suspended and having an improper, well, you're also charged with driving without due care and caution. Let's take a look at your ticket. They say this happened on 4:38 p.m. on M60 and Corral Road by the big curve. That you were driving while suspended, driving without any insurance, and driving without due care or caution. Can't tell whether there was an accident or something.
Sir, I had a seizure. I was about a block away from my house.
Okay.
And I hit 2 trees doing, I had my cruise set at 60 and I took on 2 trees and I was hospitalized with a broken chest plate and foot.
All right.
I think your list, sir.
What?
Your list. Use evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
But
Well,
that's what caused the accident. It was a focal seizure, which I am epileptic. I've been seizure free for 5 years and it came out of nowhere.
I'm sorry to hear that. You weren't supposed to be driving because your license is suspended and you didn't have any insurance.
I can plead guilty to the suspended, but I did have insurance and we're still trying to get it. It totaled out my whole vehicle.
Well, it's a big deal. And I say this a lot when you're driving without insurance. If you're in an accident with somebody else, their insurance company is going to sue you. What kind of car were you in?
A Chevy Traverse 2017.
So that's a valuable car. If you don't have any insurance, they're going to pay anything.
Well, they did and put us in a different vehicle.
All right. So you do have insurance?
Yes, I'm trying to get it. That's why I'm not guilty on the insurance part.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll set this for a pretrial. 2526. The vehicle was totaled.
Yes.
How long were you in the hospital?
6 days. They took me to Three Rivers and then transported me to Borges. And I've been in and out of doctor's offices and appointments for the last 7 or 6, 7 weeks.
But has insurance. Let's talk about that. The charge of no insurance is not under the motor vehicle code. It's under the insurance code. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $500. Fine is not less than $200 plus cost. So the minimum fine is $325. It also requires that you get fingerprinted.
I did
Driving,
already.
all right, driving suspended is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. We have lots of each of those today. Driving suspended carries 2 points. I'm going to ask everybody who's here on no insurance, do you have insurance now? And you do have insurance now, but you don't have the proof with you. So I'm going to set this out for a pretrial. You live in Leonidas?
Yes, sir. With my kid.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're still here to be here.
Me too.
I'm going to set for pretrial February 26th, 2026 at 8:30. Now, you also have a retail fraud charge
What?
that you got a ticket and you didn't answer it, maybe because you got in this accident.
I don't recall any
Well,
ticket for that.
let's take a look at it.
Yeah, because I'm curious to know myself.
You got charged in the city of Three Rivers on August 1st of 2025 with a retail fraud.
I don't recall that. I'm sorry, sir.
Well, let me find it. And then you never answered it. They didn't charge you with a misdemeanor. They charged you with a civil infraction. And when I prepare my cases each day with the help of my staff, we look and see whether anybody's got any open warrants or whether they owe us money for something else. And There are several people today that have other issues and
Well, I'm
you're,
willing to take care of that now that I know about it.
well, let me tell you what I do know about it. I thought I had a copy of it, but I couldn't find it. I asked for it and I don't know what I did with it. It was at Walmart at 3:32 PM. And they gave you a ticket. Deputy or Three Rivers Police Department, Gavin Etter, gave you a ticket.
I'm sorry, sir, I don't recall.
All right, well, anyway, you didn't answer it.
I apologized.
They said we at the court sent you a letter and you didn't respond to that. So this case is kind of in limbo. All right, I'm gonna give you a court notice. And she wants to address all right. And this is Thursday. The Three Rivers city attorneys are here on Tuesday. So maybe I should, well, we'll see. Let's address retail fraud in 2516220N. Seems like that would be something you would remember if you got stopped for shoplifting and they gave you a citation. But I'm not exactly clear what the deal is. So I'm going to have the court officer take you out to the counter. We're going to set a pretrial for February 26th. So you'll come back in about 3 weeks. Bring your proof of insurance.
Yes, sir.
And you might want to bring your medical stuff too. And you may then want to address this retail fraud ticket. Retail fraud is a misdemeanor under state law, but Three Rivers and Sturgis have an ordinance where they can charge it as a civil infraction, which means it's punishable by a fine only. So they handed you a citation, it looks like, and then you never responded to it. So maybe they can give you a little more information. Anyway, you're going to get a formal notice and then you're going to talk about that retail fraud charge.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're good to go. Again, we're moving pretty slowly. That's more on me. Matthew Bricker. And we have a bunch of people that didn't show up. So as busy as this is. Good morning, sir.
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing all right. Are you Matthew Richard Bricker?
Yes, sir.
You live in Niles?
Yes, sir.
I just got assigned to a Berrien County case.
It's a little bit of a drive.
Well, I gotta go to Niles. Someone got charged with a crime and the judges in Berrien County all disqualified themselves and the state court assigned it to me.
Lucky you.
So I'll be going to Niles. I haven't been there in a long time. Anyway, you're charged with the crime of the day, which is no insurance and a no operator's license and improper plates. Do you have insurance now?
Yes, sir. Insurance was obtained before the citation was even written on the night of the stop, Your Honor.
And you have plates too?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. And do you have a license?
Yes, sir. It was just expired. It wasn't suspended or anything, and it was also renewed before the traffic stop was even completed.
Very good. All right.
I
We're
also
gonna,
have documents of all that.
that's
as well.
great. You got all the proof with him. I let the prosecutor know that we had 8 of these. No, let me explain for everybody that's here for no proof of insurance. You heard me say it's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of not less than $200. That's the misdemeanor. There's a lesser charge known as no proof of insurance. No proof of insurance is a civil infraction that carries a fine only of $150. So almost always, if the people bring in proof that they have insurance now, the prosecutor will dismiss the one-year misdemeanor for a plea to the civil infraction. So you brought all the proof with you. You got it all. You got the plate squared away, you got your license squared away, and you got your insurance squared away.
Everything, Your Honor.
So I don't want to make you make another trip over here from Niles. So you also have a seat.
All right, I appreciate
And
it.
we'll see if we get the prosecutor.
All right, thanks, Your Honor.
I know Abigail or somebody is doing some other pretrials this morning, but would you let her know that we've got so far at least 2 instant pretrials for no proof of insurance? And maybe we can get the prosecutor to help us with these. Dustin Cole. Good morning, Mr. Cole.
One, sir.
I thought you weren't gonna come see me for a while.
I was hoping not.
As we know, there's several Dustin Coles. You're Dustin Lee Cole.
I am.
Mr. Cole, you got charged with no valid operator's license. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, a fine of up to $100, carries 2 points. Let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at your driving record. I thought you got squared away.
Yeah, I was in sobriety court and I graduated. And then I
Yes.
wrecked my car and it wasn't worth having it towed to Wajack from Sturgis to fix it. So I sent the interlock back
No,
and then they suspended my license for it.
as you know, we had the other Dustin Chevy Cole, and he died.
Yeah, I worked with his father.
He was a good kid. And so you lost your interlock, is that what
I
happened?
did.
And I tell people, I probably told you, it's when you're in sobriety court, you did a good job and you graduated. And but when you get out, it's so cumbersome and so hard to keep your interlock. So let's take a look and see what your deal is. What are you doing now?
For work,
Yeah,
bracing and jar, masonry.
what are you guys working on?
Right now, Friendship Village on Drake Road in Kalamazoo. It's a retirement home. Blocking brickwork.
Well, that's hard work. It pays pretty good, but you go from job to job. Let's take a look at your ticket. This was at 8 o'clock at night in Constantine. Written by a Constantine cop, but they didn't write an ordinance. It also had one headlight, like the wallflowers, and
Yeah, they gave
they,
me a warning for that because it was working after he pulled me over.
all right, well, they'll pull you over every time for a headlight. Just say, hey, your light's out. So let's take a look. Your life was not valid, restricted. Well, that was a long time ago. You graduated about 2017,
That was a long time ago.
10 years ago. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Except for this.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, have a seat. There are some other things. The problem is, as you heard me say earlier, if you get 2 drinking drivings, you get revoked. Unless you're in sobriety court, where we can get you a license with an interlock. You had a restricted license and now it just shows as not valid. So are you gonna try to get your license back?
I was in the process of doing that. I went to Secretary of State. They said I was a couple months shy of doing my test again. So I don't know if this is gonna hurt.
When
or
was
not.
that?
About a month and a half ago. Because I had to renew my ID. And they were confused because they said I got an ID, it takes away my license.
Yeah, I'm confused too.
So they said I
One
had a restricted
option,
license, but yeah.
one option is to set this out a couple months and see what you can do with SOS.
Yes, sir.
If you get dinged with this no ops, it's gonna make at least a year before you can get your license back. If I bump this out to say March, have you come back and let us know what the status of your license is, perhaps the prosecutor can give you some consideration. There's a charge called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, which doesn't go on your driving record. And I don't have the authority to do that, but the prosecutor does. When they said a couple of months out, did they give you, I can't tell from looking at your driving record, when you're eligible. Yeah, you were burning the candle at both ends when you were young. Restricted from 17 through 17. Interlock violation.
They had violations for the windshield washer fluid and for the coffee.
Yeah, you did a good job. Are you still on Oxbow Drive?
I am.
How do you get back and forth to work? You got somebody down
My
here?
wife,
She drives you back and forth to?
Yeah. it's about a 38-minute drive.
All right, how about my suggestion, we adjourn this out a bit and see if you can get squared away with SOS.
Yes, sir.
2/6/26, 2/5/26.
Now we move into something deeper than just paperwork. This is the long tail of past mistakes. The judge references sobriety court, interlock devices, revoke licenses. And here's the harsh truth. Once you lose your license after multiple alcohol offenses, the road back is incredibly narrow. One misstep, even driving to work, can reset the clock by a year or more. That's why the judge suggests delaying the case. That's strategy. If this defendant gets convicted of no valid operator's license today, it could push his eligibility for reinstatement even further out. So instead of punishing immediately, the court is offering a chance to stabilize things with the Secretary of State. That's not softness. That's structured discretion. Would you risk driving to keep your job, knowing it could cost you your license longer? That's the tension right here.
All right, let's take a leap here. We'll set it out for Thursday, April 9th. For a pretrial with the prosecutor. Bring proof of activity with SOS.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't drive anymore between now and then. That'll just really unscramble everything.
All right.
Thursday, April 9. Bring SOS information. All right, let you get back to work. All right, maybe you can bring in something from Secretary of State, which would convince the prosecutor to reduce the charge. Put that on your refrigerator. That may be the only notice you're gonna get. And I'll see you on Thursday, April 9th, and we'll see what the deal is.
All right, thank you.
All right. Well, I hope he's doing good, but it's hard to maintain your license with an interlock because the restrictions are so strict. And when you lose it, then you get back on the driving suspended merry-go-round. Daniel Graham. Good morning, Mr. Graham.
Good morning.
You're in our no insurance club. File number is 2621SM. You got a ticket for driving without insurance on New Year's Day
Correct.
of 2026. Punishment is, as I said, up to a year in jail, fine of up to $500. Do you have insurance now?
Yes.
You have it with you?
Yes.
Very good. Who's your insurance carrier?
Progressive. So at the time I had storage insurance on the vehicle. It had previously not been running and we finally got it running and I ran my daughter to her friend's house, which was about 3 miles away. And I was on my way back when I got pulled over.
They can now run the plate and tell whether the car is insured or not. So we get hundreds in the course of a year, hundreds of no insurance tickets. And many people like you come in with valid insurance. So we got several other people here also. I've inquired whether the prosecutor is available to meet with you. I gave them a heads up that we were going to have a lot of these. So have a seat. We heard anything back from the prosecutor about the ability to do the pre-trials on these folks? Thursday's become a particularly cumbersome day. As I said, what the prosecutor very often does, usually, is reduces it to a civil infraction, where it's just a fine of $150. Doesn't require you to get fingerprinted. So we'll keep plugging away here. I'm taking people in the order they came in. We have a couple of people that looks like they needed interpreters. They didn't show up. So that really slows things down. Takes 3 times as long to do things with a translator. Cameron Doherty, would you come forward, please? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is file 2622SD. You're Cameron Dale Doherty.
Yes, sir.
You're here from Battle Creek.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for being here in a timely manner. You got charged with operating while intoxicated. Hardly a day goes by we don't have at least one of those. They used to just call it drunk driving. It's a misdemeanor under Michigan law. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 6 points on your driving record and it requires that your license be suspended. You got this citation at Silver Street and Pinhook Road on January 10th at 2:13 in the morning. January 10th is a Friday into a Saturday. What this says to me is cowboy up. Is that where you were?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Cowboy Up is a dance club and line dancing and also a restaurant. We get lots of tickets over here at Silver Street, Pinhook. There's a big curve right there, 2 o'clock in the morning. My recommendation, Mr. Doherty, is that you plead not guilty to this and I get a lawyer to help you with it. And then we could set a pretrial and we'll get the police report. Your blood alcohol here says 0.12. it's likely the prosecutor may be willing to reduce this to impaired driving. Impaired driving would allow you to keep a restricted driver's license. And it has a less fine and less points. Is that agreeable with you? What do you do, sir?
Vapor and radon mitigation nationwide.
All right, so have you got projects going on right now?
Yeah, we have a few upcoming projects.
All right, well, I'm gonna set this for March 6th. Will you be here in Michigan at that time?
I believe the current one we have is going to be a 4-week long project in Illinois, and it starts this Monday. So 4 weeks from there would be ideal.
Well, let's see, this Monday is 6/9, you and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Today's docket tells a bigger story than just traffic tickets. This courtroom handled medical emergencies, suspended licenses, interlock violations, storage insurance misunderstandings, and even an OWI tied to a late-night stop outside a dance club. But notice the pattern. The judge isn't rushing to hammer people. He's explaining consequences, encouraging documentation, recommending legal counsel, and in some cases, creating space for compliance before punishment. That's how lower-level criminal courts actually operate. Not just punishment, but procedure, opportunity, and accountability. The law is firm, but there's room for correction when people show up prepared and willing to fix things. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
Now, the way this works, the court officer is going to take you out to the counter. The clerks are going to give you some information with the notice of the hearing. It'll be right here in this room at 8:30 on Friday morning, March 6th. There'll be a lot of people here. Your lawyer will get the police report from the prosecutor, be in a position to discuss this case with them, see whether there are any defenses that should be explored, see whether the prosecutor would reduce the charge to impaired driving, which could let you keep your license to get back and forth to work. So they're going to give you that paperwork. Your job is to call the lawyer, make an appointment to discuss the case with them prior to your hearing on March 6th. So I'll have the court officer take you out. We'll give you a notice. We'll give you the court-appointed paperwork. And do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I'll see you on March 6th. Hopefully you'll be done with your project by then. Thanks.